Welcome to my channel, and let's talk about my May coloring plans. But honestly, when I look at the pile of books I have prepared, I'm more realistic to call it my May, June and July coloring plans. Of course, in May, everyone in coloring community thinks about mermaid and pictures with mermaids. Unfortunately, when I looked at my books, and I have a lot of pictures with mermaids, somehow I thought that other pictures, I started search for mermaids, but then I was attracted to different pictures. I will show you later. But book which I definitely want to use in May will be Mermaids by Crystal Vogel. My choice number one will be this beautiful princess here. It looks like it's very easy small page, but these pictures, they are extremely detailed, so they require a lot of time. I don't know how much patience I will have and how much time, so at least I plan to do this one. If I want to do more in Crystal Vogel book, then I think about those pictures in the beginning of the book. There is a lovely picture of school or picture with shipwreck, both quite interesting. And another book where I have new set of mermaid pictures, because in my first book by Klara Markova I did one page with mermaid, but in Little Secrets I think about this mermaid who is coloring, who may be painting, doesn't matter, but I really feel like she's our friendly soul. So I think that this will be my choice if I decide to do another mermaid picture. And I really love all those creatures which she has around, fishes, octopus, they all are very lovely. This fish is my favorite. Well, and next, when I searched for other mermaids, I realized that I still have this book by Tatiana Bogema and it's still untouched. It's all about fairy tales. Of course, here we have illustration for mermaid, but honestly, it's not my favorite picture in the whole book. Much more, I like this picture about Scheherazade and other pictures which we have in the book. So I would love to start this book finally. I plan to use markers and pencils again because it's printed on very average paper, but markers and printer and markers and polychromos pencils, it's my favorite solution to work on cheap paper. Designs are definitely very lovely. So I will think about it, maybe not in May, but in the beginning of summer. I will try to keep it close to my working area. Also, I really enjoy continue working in my goddesses. Here I don't have mermaids, obviously, but one of the goddesses, it's from Celtic mythology, I believe. Anyway, I will read a story about this goddess, and I think that picture is really lovely. She could be a mermaid with all these interesting locks of hair intertwined with tentacles, very lovely decoration of her hair, lovely picture, and it will give me another finished picture in this book. I really love to have progress here, to have some progress here. Another picture, definitely not with mermaid, but at least with some underwater. It's my forest girl. So far I did only one page here. I enjoyed it, but I still feel a little bit intimidated by all these designs. And the picture which I selected also is quite challenging project for me. I would love to use this idea of gradient on water from lighter to darker on the background, but I don't know what media to use. Of course, with watercolor or with Inktense, I can do quicker background. But with pencils, I have more control, so it will look more accurate. I can do more interesting gradient, maybe even adding rays of light going through the surface of water. I don't know, but it will take more time to do it with pencils. And well, I will think a little bit more about which art supplies I can use here, and then I definitely will start this one because I think that it's very lovely. I really want to color all those fishes. Girl also, but fishes are very interesting. Of course, now when I think about books by Kanoko Yagusa, I immediately think about Leon's Journey. But I promised myself that I won't abandon my older books, and it means that I need to select something in Symphony of Cute Animals. And really, I want to do something for summer theme, because I already did a lot of spring pictures. And I start to think about this lovely page. I really want to color a rooster. Donkey also is lovely. And all those lemons and probably other fruits. I can imagine that there is a picture from somewhere in Tuscany in Italy. So I really want to do this one. Also very detailed, not the easiest page, but I hope that I will manage to do it. I also promised my viewers, my subscribers, to color a couple of books. These books are Home Sweet Home, and yes, I feel that among all my books by Teresa Goodrich, this one is totally abandoned. It's lovely with nice interior pictures, but I didn't color it frequently, so I promised to do these Sweet Dreams, and maybe I will do also something else because pictures are quite easy and relaxed. Next book, which also is totally abandoned, and I colored it maybe a couple of years ago frequently. Now I totally forgot about it, and it's Gnomes by Dennis Klett. Return to this book will be like a new beginning for me. I totally forgot which were my favorite pencils, which art supplies I used. I know that I can't use watercolor for the background, and I remember that on my last pictures I used gouache paints and I used budget pencils like Sucolor and Artisan. They gave this nice vibrancy. So maybe I will continue in the same way. I definitely plan to do something in this book, I don't know, in May, or maybe it will be perfect book to start summer with, because we have a lot of nice pictures where gnomes are chilling, having nice time together with their dogs, together with their friends. So I will try to do something in this book and to remember this feeling when I colored a lot in books by Dennis Klett. Also, I checked my stash of untouched books, and there is a book which is lovely but very intimidating. And it's a book with Alphonse Mucha designs. I tried once again to look at these pictures and to select something which would be interesting to color, but not very frightening, not intimidating, with smaller amount of details, because usually here pictures, they have insane amount of lines. Alphonse Mucha designs, they are very detailed, and as a line art, they also looks very detailed. So in the end, I think that maybe I will try to do this one. This beautiful royal looking lady. Everything perfect here. And as I said, not so many lines and details comparing to other designs. Wish me luck, because I really want to start working in this book. Good paper, amazing designs, one of my favorite artists. I just need some kind of push. When I searched for mermaid pictures, of course, I looked at the books by Chris Ortega, and Nelko Neko. There are lovely pictures with mermaids here. But unfortunately, instead of mermaid, I will show you mermaid here because maybe you want to color it. But it's insane with this background. I think that I will require the whole month to do it. And honestly, instead of this one, I would love to do this beauty. It's more fantasy style design, but here I love everything, starting from her face, very elegant plant behind, very nice frame. So I think that this picture has bigger chances to be colored. The same story with Nelko Neko. There is a mermaid. She is lovely. But well, nothing very special. But when I looked at this picture, I remembered I accidentally actually opened it on other page. And this one for me is much more inspiring. I really want to do this one. You know that I love cross-stitching. It's my second hobby. I am very bad at sewing, so that's not story about myself. When I need to sew something, it's a huge challenge for me. But still, I love pictures where we have some stitching and sewing exercise. And I do love the composition of this page. Smaller picture inside of the bigger one, so many nice details. Again, maybe not in May, but definitely I will try to do it in June. I did one page here. I'm still searching which art supplies I can use for the background and for the main image. The previous one I did with Prismacolors. Maybe here I will combine polychromasis and Prismacolors. For outer part, I can see that Prismacolors will be better because they have such unique shades like seashell pink, peach beige, colors which you need for linen, for cotton lace. But maybe here with this very delicate line art and small details, I will try to work with polychromasis and I will test them in such way. So instead of mermaids, I selected other pictures. Also recently, I enjoy more and more coloring botanical illustrations. So in May and June, I plan to color something in Paul Brun and in Leila Dewey. Last month I used Amazon, so maybe finally it's time for fragile. I love to color wreaths and I selected this page. Thanks to the description in the end of the book, I think that I will be able to find those endangered flowers and birds quite interesting and also instructive. So I really want to do this one. Maybe instead of Inktense, like I used for my previous projects, here I can work with regular pencils. I think about polychromasis. And also when I color in Leila Dewey, I mostly color in a walk in the woods. And Beautiful Planet, it's almost untouched. One of my favorite flowers is dahlias. Of course, there is not yet season of dahlias, they bloom in August, at least where I live, but I really love these pictures. Both are quite nice. We have big dahlias and other flowers. I don't know yet which one I want to color first. This one is more interesting because I also love to color berries. This one, it's more for the summer theme because we also have hydrangea and I love to color insects also. I will select one of them and I definitely want to color. They also attracted me because they are not big. You know that in Leila Dewey books sometimes we have like full page, very detailed designs. These pictures you can color quicker and I really appreciate it. And finally, last two books. The first one is Wildflower Fog. I think that I finally resolved my fear of coloring portraits here. At least I'm very happy with all the pictures which I did here. And when I think about new books which were promised to us somewhere in August, I think that if I want to justify purchasing them, I need to color more in this one. Of course, here we also have mermaids. I thought about coloring them, but they are extremely popular. I saw already many colored pictures with mermaids and they all are very lovely. I won't be able to do something similar. And I decided instead that I want to color this lovely lady. Very proud, very gorgeous portrait. I do love everything here. Right amount of details, the posture of her head, beautiful face, amazing eyes. So I think that I will manage to color it and don't mess up such a beautiful design. And finally, I really want to dive into world of Kerberazzanes. When I just got a Lion World, for me it was probably the most complicated book by Kirby. But recently I started to look at these pictures and it started to be easier to find colors. I can imagine a story behind these pictures. Unfortunately, both pictures which I want to color first, they are spreads. So I think that if I want to do this one, I need to abandon all my other projects. But they are so interesting, so many cute details. And I can play with various colors. I can color my favorite textures like metal or stone. I even don't mind to do the whole page with pencils. In Kirby's book I enjoy to do pencil background. So that's spread number 1. And spread number 2, it's also extremely detailed. I really think that maybe I need to abandon my smaller projects in order to finish something more valuable, more complicated, more beautiful, like these pictures in Kerberazzanes, because I am not very happy that recently I don't color his books frequently. Of course, all these pictures, it's usually only 50% of my finished works. I look at this pile, but quite often I add more spontaneous, unexpected works when I saw some nice reference pictures or I just look at my old books. So I definitely think that it will be pictures for May, June, July, but it's quite helpful when you have a pile of books, when you already have some coloring plans for them, you can prepare pencils in advance. It really helps me to color quicker. So wish me luck. I hope that majority of these pictures indeed will be colored.